What would Nora Roberts do? 3,000 words written in the wrong tense. Piece of shit draft. Can I even do in one day what she does every day for the year? Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to try to write like Nora Roberts. Now, if the name Nora Roberts or JD Robb sounds familiar to you, even if you haven't read her work, that's because she's published like a shit ton of books. Let's see, how many books has she published? Let's find out together. How many books has Nora Roberts written? Alright, thank you, Penguin Random House. It says, author of more than 200 novels, there are more than 500 million copies of her books in print. And now I really look up to Nora Roberts partly because she is so prolific and as someone who wants to be a published author and have writing be her career. To see someone do that and maintain that over decades is just so inspiring. And I also really appreciate Nora Roberts because she does write in like two very kind of distinct genres. So she writes more diversely than I see some authors do who is like, this is like their thing, their only thing. I'm not a writer who has like one thing. Only thing. What? So I love that she's written these, you know, under Nora Roberts, mostly romance novels, but like fantasy romance, paranormal romance, you know, sweet romance. But then also that she has this JD Robb name where she writes this kind of futuristic detective series that's quite gory. Holy crap. Not the shoes. Okay, look at this. I'm on Forbes and Nora Roberts is number 50 on America's self-made women list. Ooh, let me just shoot some stats at you. Published more than 225 novels, writes crime novels under the pseudonym JD Robb, publishes 4 or more books a year. That's gonna be key here in a second. And 11 of Roberts' novels have been published for a television, including 9 for Lifetime. Dang. Dang. So let's get back to that publishes 4 books a year thing. Now, I had a commenter, is it? Carol Sykes. And she said that I should try Nora Roberts' routine, and she gave me a link. Now, there are several things that were fascinating about this link because in some part this was Nora Roberts' own rebuttal to the whole copyright Chris thing. That was insane in itself. For those who don't know, the romance world kind of blew up because some people were stealing words from others and mashing them and putting them into other books and selling them on Amazon. But then these popular authors also started pointing at their ghostwriters saying, no, it was their fault. So that not only brings into this whole copyright issue, but a ghost written books issue. It is a mess, and Nora Roberts got pulled into this mess because several of her works were stolen and used, and apparently because the internet is a strange place and sometimes not as wonderful, though it can be wonderful, but sometimes not as wonderful, Nora Roberts was starting to be accused of using ghostwriters herself because she is so prolific, and that is where Nora Roberts stepped in and said, no, no, no. So in this Facebook post that Nora Roberts wrote, look at how long this is that not? It's incredible. Anyways, okay. She rebutted the claim that she wrote a book every 60 days, as has often been misquoted. She does write 4 books a year, basically publish at a rate of 4 books a year. And now, much like both Stephen King and Haruki Murakami, Nora Roberts believes that routine is God, which makes sense if you're gonna write that many books in a year. I would be curious if any writer that is that prolific does so without a routine, which is the whole point of trying it out. Now, I feel like I've learned a lot trying both Stephen King's and Haruki Murakami's, so I'm just so excited to try Nora Roberts, someone that I have looked up to and actively read for years. So from Nora Roberts' own mouth and from a myriad of other sites that I looked information up on, I have come up with what I think is close to Nora Roberts' routine. And I think it includes the most working hours yet. Because Nora Roberts is a self-professed morning person. She gets up and she's starting to work at 8 a.m. Right now, it is 7:38 a.m. So I still have a little bit of time to kill before I start trying Nora Roberts' routine, but she doesn't stop writing until 3. That is 7 hours straight of writing, y'all. I don't know that my creative brain works for that long, to be honest. So we're gonna find out. Now, other things that Nora Roberts hold true are that social media is a time suck. You know what, Nora? I agree. So during this experiment, I will not be using any of the social media on my phone, or obviously I won't be going to any of the websites, no Twitter, no Instagram, and no YouTube spiraling Thank goodness. So Nora says that the other key to her success is not only that, you know, social media is a time suck, but also that other things are time sucks. So she doesn't go out to lunch, she doesn't go out to dinner, and she doesn't go shopping. When it's a work day, it's a frickin' work day. And while she herself says that she writes 4 books a year, she says that 2 are in the J.D. Robb series, 1 is a standalone Roberts book, and 1 is a portion of a trilogy. I just can't even imagine juggling all that, like, in my head, especially after so many books. Like, this is the thing that's so incredible. And she also starts her next book while waiting for her editor, so there is not just some amount of overlap, but like a lot of overlap. She also says that she only takes like 3 drafts to write a book, which, Nora, I guess once you have it fine-tuned after, you know, decades, maybe I'll be there too. In the spirit of writing 4 books a year, I'm going to be working in 4 different projects a day since she obviously does have overlap. So 1, I will be writing my April Camp NaNoWriMo words. I need 888 words in Project Death. 2, I'm going to be revising chapters of Murder Mystery Tennessee, a current project and obviously a mystery at that, in a nod to J.D. Robb, if you will. 3, I'm going to finish editing a fun personal essay and I will see about like just posting that. And then 4, in honor of the Romance Queen, I'm going to work on revising the 4th draft of the first book in my college romance series to be published next year. I need to get used to saying that, so I'm making myself say it now. It's gonna be published next year. And now the other thing I still have questions on is that Nora Roberts still works on WordPerfect, which I have not even thought of in a decade. Over a decade? When was WordPerfect? A long time ago. And now, unlike Stephen King, I'm not gonna say she allows herself room for distractions, because quite frankly, I don't think she does. She talks on and on about her dedication and her work ethic, and if you're writing over 4 books a year, I believe you. Like, I think that's what you have to have. But unlike Stephen King, she does allow herself the internet in case she needs to look something up. Now, looking the thing up is, of course, only for the book that she's writing. It's not just a free-for-all distraction. I don't have WordPerfect, but what I'm gonna do to keep myself in the most Nora Roberts-y kind of way I can do this, I'm actually going to not use this dual monitor at all. I think that'll help me realize when I am Google spiraling rather than actively working on finding something for my story or research or what have you. And then also, I'm going to keep Scrivener up in, you know, full screen mode while I am working. I think that's the closest I can get to emulating her system within my own system. In 15 minutes, I will start working and I will work from 8 to 3. Now, the other thing she does at the end of her day is that she works out for 90 minutes. This 68-year-old woman, I'm telling you, she's my hero. And then she says that she also on the weekends bakes bread, but like more or less she doesn't really have weekends, if you will, because it sounds like this is her day in, day out routine. It's a Friday, I'm gonna bake some bread. And she also 3 times a week signs books and just to get them shipped out, and you know, that's really cool. I don't have anyone who wants a signed book from me because I don't have any books out, and that it would have to be like one of the books that I own, and that makes no sense. So what I'm gonna do instead is I will actually give myself some time to respond to some comments. In my head, it theoretically shouldn't be that bad. But just like I found with Stephen King and Haruki, I'm able to be very productive in the morning and then it kind of goes downhill, coinciding with just feeling like I've gotten a lot of words in for the day, I've revised a lot for the day, I've done whatever in the day. So 7 hours straight is going to be interesting. And I'm also going to be interested to see in the grand scheme of things how many words I actually end up writing or rewriting, since I'm in the revision stage for most of these projects, just to see how that compares with theoretically 4 books a year in Nora Roberts' schedule. Can I even do in one day what she does every day for the year? I mean, probably not. Probably not, but we'll see. 11 minutes left. What muff do we want? Does this look Nora Roberts-y? So I'm excited because I get to start a new chapter, but I also have just kind of been sitting here. What time is it? 8:04. So is it okay that I haven't started writing yet? I have been in the story though, and I think that's what's key. I've just been trying to figure out what exactly needs to happen. next. This is the hard part about zero drafting or pantsing a project, is like I'm not quite sure. But once I figure it out, I'm gonna be on a roll. So I'm just gonna hope that it doesn't take that much longer to figure it out. I have not even made that much of a dent on my coffee. Nope, okay. I got it now. I'm at 170 words. And this has kind of made me wonder if Nora Roberts uses word sprints at all, because that's what I'm about to do. I can tell that if I don't just like charge through this scene, it's going to take a lot of effort. Do y'all have scenes like that? Am I crazy? I have 420 words. And I am once again a little bit stuck. A little bit. So just like before in the no distractions kind, I'm finding that when I'm stuck on something, what I really want to do is reach for my phone and play around on that, or I want to like pull something up on my computer or watch something just to get my mind off of it in the hopes that in distracting myself, maybe the answer will come to me. But obviously I can't do that now. And while I'm allowing myself research questions or to Google something if I need an answer to something, and that's not my problem right now. My problem is just that I haven't figured out what I want to do with the scene, and that's it. What is a girl trying to be Nora Roberts to do? What would Nora Roberts do? That being said, 420 words in the span of 30 minutes. Not really that bad. Actually pretty great. But I would love to know where I'm going with this next, and I don't know. All I've been doing is literally, I would be the most annoying person if anyone else was here. But no, I am by myself, so it's fine. Let's see how much longer this takes me, shall we? I've saved this document like 5 different times now, just staring at the screen. So Nora Roberts credits the 3 Ds to her success, which is discipline, drive, and desire. And now this is a moment that's testing my discipline, I feel like. Because the drive is there, the desire is there, the discipline to stay in this moment, as arguably uncomfortable as it is right now, you know, that's what it is. The fact that she does this every day is a testament to her work ethic, which she really touts. I think it's like a point of pride. Which if I had her work ethic, it'd be a point of pride too, but I don't. I have mine. Yikes, burn of myself. Ugh. Not much coffee left at this point. All right, update. I'm now at 533 words. I have finished my coffee. It's 8:40 a.m. just now. This is one of those weird things that's like kind of frustrating, because I know I can get 533 words during a 10-minute word spread when I'm on a roll, and it's just that I'm not on a roll. And I can't tell what that signifies. You know what I mean? How bad is that? Does it mean the scene's bad? Does it mean I'm just struggling this morning? Does it have nothing to do with the actual story I'm writing and it's all me? What gives? Okay, so I am at 747 words and it is just now 9 a.m. I'm gonna go ahead and actually finish this up. I feel like I'm on a roll. Finally, it took long enough, dang it. And then switch projects and then do this for another 6 hours. Ooh, okay. I got 889 words right now, but I'm actually semi on a roll. So I'm gonna actually finish this scene and we'll just see what I leave off with. Yay! All right, I am ending this with 1,022 words for this project for the day. Do y'all think that putting that into the Camp NaNoWriMo website could technically count as like research? Is it a distraction? I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But I won't, in fact, look at what my cabin has been saying. I feel like that kind of falls into the category of social media. Maybe not. It's just like chatting with people, but I know Nora doesn't do that. In fact, her whole thing is like loving when her husband leaves for the day just so that she can start working, because she likes to do it by herself without distractions, without anyone else interrupting her. Like, she's very much a lone wolfy type. So yeah, I feel like texting and anything else would kind of fall under that umbrella. Okay, 19,423 words in my Camp Nano project. Okay, 19,423 and update. Look at that, look at that. Looking good. And now it is time to save this one and open up something new. And like I said, in honor of Nora Roberts, aka JD Robb, I'm gonna be working on my Murder Mystery Tennessee project. But I do think now's as good a time as any to go ahead and get breakfast. Food. Ah, what you doing, buddy? It is now 9:19. Oh, I got notifications. What are they? Are they important? Oh, Emily tagged me in a post. I want to see it, but no. Oh, all right. Now, the great thing about doing this revision work is that I think I could actually eat while I'm revising. I need to reread the chapter 14 or 13. I have effed up some stuff, so I gotta fix that, but I gotta read to find out. And also now I can eat, so yay. Oh, hello, Bob. Are you the cutest puppy to have ever popped? He's the cutest puppy to have ever popped. Oh my gosh, he is. All right, so I got to actually reread all of the chapter, which was fun. The cool thing about revision is that sometimes I forget like exactly how I got to certain like story beats, you know? And I think that's the key. So long as I like what I'm rereading, it's a good sign, right? Well, now I have to actually fix this entire chapter. 3,000 words written in the wrong tense. And I still have a scene that I need to put in somewhere, and I think it might need to be in this chapter. But, you know, I'm making it better. I'm making it better. I will say also that there is something about not having this on that does keep me more focused. I guess because I don't have this up to distract me, so that like when I'm stuck here, it's not like I turn. Having to actually force myself to be right here the whole time is pretty great. But this is a similar thing with like Stephen King and Haruki Murakami, where I'm at the point where I know how to not distract myself, but I continue to allow distractions to like take up more of my time. And I think it's because it's just harder this way, that I just don't want to change, even though I would be a lot more productive if I did. So that's cool. Scene 1, done. Scene 2, fixed. It is now 10 a.m. 9:59, whatever. Wow, okay, for the first time I'm actually Googling something. I was trying to remember like what all you could do with latte art. What in the hell? I mean, that's amazing. So one, try as I might, I myself cannot actually achieve latte art yet. I'm determined. But I have my accidental PI sitting in this cafe that is across the street from where she lives. And she's actually like kind of getting along with the owner. In my head, they're gonna be kind of recurring minor characters that are really sweet. So anyways, they're giving her a free drink. And because the old lady who runs the cafe is like practicing her latte art because her daughter told her that it would bring them more customers, you know, that kind of thing. And so I was trying to think of like what you could possibly make latte art out of and what you could make it if it did not work. So this is incredible. Some of these people, if I could just do, hold on, where's the one I want to try? Honestly, if I could just get this one, I would be happy. But okay, I'm gonna say, what? Are you kidding me? A dragon? I'll say a leaf. That works. Now seeing a leaf. Oh. Helps if you spell it right. Last scene and end of the chapter done at 10:31. File, save, and X out of that. So I've kind of just been chilling for a hot minute, like staring at the screen at nothing. And I decided that I would go ahead and reread some of Nora Roberts' interviews that I'd already had pulled up. And there's a part I want to key in on specifically. Let me show ya. You're going to be unemployed if you really think you just have to sit around and wait for the muse to land on your shoulder. I think the muse would be an awfully fickle character to depend on for your livelihood. That's not the way I work. I build a story. Which I think goes right back into her whole discipline, desire, drive sort of thing. I think I've always agreed with Nora Roberts' principle that you can't wait for the muse to strike. Now, I don't have her dedicated focus just yet. I think building that up. I'm trying, you guys. But I definitely agree with her on principle. And also, I do appreciate that Nora Roberts refers to her first draft as the discovery draft, the piece of shit draft, because same, except mine's so bad I call it a zero draft. All that said, I think at this point I'm procrastinating. I think it's just helpful sometimes to remind myself of what Nora Roberts is saying, because I find that it's very true, and her end product is one that I enjoy, and no one can deny how many books she's written, how many books she's sold. And so it's just a kind of fun person to look up to, especially since the In Death series is one of my favorite series. I wish I had, like, maybe I'll find a place on my wall to like put a quote by her or something. Discipline, drive, dedication. No, that wasn't it. What was it? What is it? What is it? Discipline, drive, desire. So now the desire, I feel like, is definitely there. That one is not one that I have to work hard at, obviously. I think a lot of writers have the desire aspect there. It's the drive and the discipline that's the hard part. So maybe if I could just put discipline. Cover all this up and just put discipline. Maybe it would actually remind myself of it. But it is now time to work on the third project of the day. Yay! But before I start that, I think I'm gonna make myself some tea. No. Do I want mint or macaron or raspberry hibiscus? What am I feeling? Which one's this one? Or I could get the passion. Vanilla bean macaron it is. Actually, after a fair bit of time staring at the screen, as you can tell by how much tea I've drank, I'm going to switch projects instead. Oh, hello, plane. Where are you at? Oh my gosh, it's right there. Wow, I actually caught it. Instead, I'm going to work on my romance series. Feeling very Nora Roberts inspired right now, so let's do it. Alright, I added 750 words. This is one of those instances that I feel like it always goes by really quickly, because at this point in this story, I know everything. Like, I have figured out the beats, I know like what needs to happen when. I've been over the story so many times and like tried to make it work and it not worked, that now it's like I got it all figured out. It's always fun to write this part because I feel like I get to relive with the characters, but I don't have any of the struggle of being like, how do I do this thing? You know what I mean? So this is the final draft, the almost final draft before I go over it like line by line. So I'm just having a grand old time. But it is now 12:45. I'm very hungry, and I think I am going to actually bake some bread, since Nora Roberts likes to bake bread occasionally, and have that for lunch. And you know what kind of bread I'm gonna bake? Brazilian cheese bread, you're right. Every time. But while it is cooking, I will finish this up. So I got 20 minutes worth of a word sprint once I get it all put together. Whew. All right, I got 18 minutes left after I cleaned up all that stuff. So I'm going to set this up on a time lapse. I'll probably end up just finishing the chapter and moving on to something else. I guess we're gonna find out together. Let's do it. Yay! 1,320 words down. I'm getting to like the penultimate like arc up. Does that make sense? We're reaching kind of the height of the drama. We're getting there. We're on the last little hump before the ultimate like wah. So that's always so much fun to write. I want this one now. Yay! And it is 1:14. Now the crazy part is I only have an hour and 45 minutes left, but also I'm so glad food's coming out soon. Maybe that'll help me. And I never did finish that tea. I have found that I think once I tally everything up, this will have been my most productive day in a while. Certainly of these I tried writing likes. Time that well, guys. Let's see. Oh, look at them. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. I destroyed them. I haven't even done anything. I've just sat here and ate. So hungry. Okay, I'm gonna go get some more and then I really will start writing. For real this time. I'm doing an overhaul of this like fun little article about Netflix cheaters. But it is an overhaul. Like it's one of those where I just need to sleep on the revision of it a little bit more, I guess. So I'll get back to you later. The question is, where is my phone? Oh, I charged it, or I was charging it since I obviously didn't need it today. It's 1:41, which means that I still have an hour and 20 minutes. So now the question is, which project do I want to work on? Project 1, 2, 3, or 4. In the full spirit of JD Robb, rather than Nora Roberts, I think I'm gonna work on Murder Mystery Tennessee again. Because it's always so... it's just not fun to have to work on tense changes, but it doesn't actually take a whole lot of mental power. And also because I wrote it so fast, there were scenes that are missing. That part I actually do find is pretty fun. Kind of trying to bridge the gap between scenes is always, it's interesting at least. Changing tenses is not interesting, it's just tedious. I think that's what I'm gonna work on. I've talked myself into it. Also known as Cyber Stalker Sleuth. That's what I have it saved as. And you know what? I think I'm gonna get myself more of these. I've decided. I've earned it. All right, on to chapter 14 for that. Yay! There's been a lot of notifications that have come in that I have just like decided to erase from my phone. It's somehow more annoying seeing it when I know that I can't do anything about it. And up until this point, I actually didn't think I used social media that much, but then I realized that if you count things like Reddit as social media or YouTube or stuff like that, then I'm on it all the friggin' time. That's usually what I have up on this extra monitor. My attention is waning, but I'm hoping I will be able to get it back with this project, so. Ugh, my mind. They're so good. Okay. Also, this chapter in itself is so long. I'm trying now to break things up into scenes. This isn't something that I did when I was initially writing this story, but it is something that I like to do now because I find it's easier to drag and drop if I already have the scenes separated rather than just keeping them within individual chapters, especially when using Scrivener. So a scene at a time. Let's see, how many scenes are there in this one? Three scenes. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna keep track again. It is 1:46 right now. Let's see. Let's see how long it takes. Yum. It kind of looks like he's smiling if this was the eyes. All right, it's time for my confession. I went to YouTube. I'm having, honestly, this is like, here's the thing. This is the time that my body naturally likes to nap anyways, so I always get kind of a midday lull from like 2 to 4 p.m. It's not great. And now if I am writing like or doing stuff by myself, what I tend to find is that I start off really strong in the morning and I get a lot of stuff off my list, and then I don't do anything in the afternoon, and then I can kind of do stuff again in the evening if I need to, right? But how does she concentrate for this long? How does she do it? I'm actually gonna X out of YouTube now. I'm sorry for doing it. I just had to show you guys what I had done. This is my confession. Okay. And now I'm procrastinating because I don't want to, honestly, I don't want to do anything. I want to take a nap. That bed looks so good. No, it's fine. It's cool. I got this. Maybe calling myself out is the trick. Maybe. I'm not getting in bed, I promise. I just needed to grab stuff to record. But the bed does look nice. All right, I lied. I am getting in the bed. But since I'm only using this guy, you know, and not my dual monitor, I can do that. I have the freedom to do it. All right, yay. It is finally 3 p.m. and I finished a whopping one of those scenes. You know what, it was okay. I'm gonna do my 90 minutes of exercise. I'm gonna go on a walk or a run. It's a really nice day out. You just see another house. It's fine, just trust me. It's a nice day out, so I think that'll be fun. But after that, I'm going to tally up how I did on everything. I'm gonna see how many pages I've revised, how many words I've written, how many, oh yeah, I feel very productive. I also feel like mentally done, but I think after working out I might be restored. We're gonna find out. It'll be interesting. But I'm also doing a 12-hour write-a-thon tomorrow, so you know what, even if I was feeling up to it, I think I might conserve my energy. And what word was that supposed to be? Energy. We'll probably conserve my energy. We'll see. Time for that walk. Let's do this. And I'm just outside hoping that it's too late. I did put on a little bit of sunscreen. Probably not enough after I got burned that time, so fingers crossed it doesn't happen again. Look at them, they're so cute. Look at all the goats. Did you miss me, little puppy? Alright, so I have completed the Nora Roberts writing routine experiment. I have learned a couple things through this process, and I've had some distance since then as I'm filming this. When did I film this? What's today? It's almost been a week since I did this experiment. So here are the things I want to say. One, I did struggle with where I was at in one of the projects, and that was interesting to watch back because I don't think it had anything to do with the day. I think it more had to do with where I was in the story. And I think it just goes to show you when you feel like you have to be productive in a certain way but you're not able to do that, it lends itself to just being like a little bit agonizing. So the other thing I want to mention, and something that has been true of the other two routines but this one specifically, is that no matter what you're doing, trying to stay focused for 7 hours on one thing, even across multiple projects, I'm talking about one thing being the writing, it is hard. Even when I was working corporate, like sitting in a cubicle, I still was able to pull stuff up on the screen that was something other than work for just the times when I was in between calls, or I was not answering an email right at that moment, or not in a meeting, or whatever else, okay? You know, you have a little bit where you get a reprieve. I glance at my phone for a second. I might scroll Instagram while I'm waiting for the meeting to start. Like, these are the things that you do to just get your mind off of something for a while, but I couldn't do that, and I am not good at not doing that. The point in that is that I do think it's hard just in general to stay that focused on something, but also that clearly this is a problem I have with concentration. So then the question is, how does a girl get better at that? And to be honest, I think the answer is the thing I don't want to do, which is just more writing routine sort of experiments like this, taking what I've learned from all of these experiments and putting them to the test. So I guess you're gonna see more of that in the future as I try and figure out a way to stay more focused. And also blend that in with my own natural writing routine, right? Because that's the point, is that like I gotta take snippets from people that I like and enjoyed their routines and mesh it in to one Kate Cavanaugh routine. I think it's also important to note that I think hundreds of other published authors could do the same routine and not have the results that Nora Roberts does. I don't want to say she's a freak of writing nature, but at a certain point, you gotta give people their own, like, tiers. And I think Nora Roberts is in a tier or class of all her own, and her sheer amount of productivity, output, concentration, whatever else. Like, yeah. This is something else. This is something else. My final realization kind of going in with that is that there might be some reasons to the core of who I am why I prefer the Stephen King routine versus the Nora Roberts. The Stephen King routine being that I just had to get X number of words and then I could do whatever I wanted, versus Nora Roberts, which was a time thing. I am this is true for me for a lot of things, like running. I'm better at being like, okay, I will run a mile and a half and then I'm done, versus, okay, you're gonna run for 20 minutes and then you can stop. My brain prefers the task that's a distance, that's a like finish line sort of thing, versus a just continue to do it at whatever pace for this many hours. Like, and I don't know why. So this is true of also like when I'm revising, I'm not like, let's spend X number of hours revising. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go through this many pages today or this many chapters today. It's very like, let me be able to cross through my list. So I've already said it, and I actually think this will be a great experiment for me in the future, but Camp NaNoWriMo, July edition, I think I'm gonna stick with the hours. I'm gonna really settle into this feeling of discomfort like I did within the Nora Roberts experiment and see what the heck is up. Because there's some amount of like, this is just how I like to work, versus like, probably there's a block here, or like my concentration, or I like to pretend. I don't know. But anyways, please do comment down below. Let me know if you're the same way. Are you more distance oriented or time oriented? Does that make sense? Yeah, let me know. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon with a new video. Bye. Even if you've never read a Nora Roberts book to go and make copy? What? So this is, what? What's happening?